arranging the files by date doesn't help. No. So the files have been modified, so they all have the same date and they all have the same time, because the names were added by the KSL admins. So unfortunately, arranging them by date doesn't work. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Oh, as here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing CranKy Gaming. It is herO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the American Terran player representing Maturino Esports. It is Future. But yes, that is typically how you would organize it. If the files weren't already modified. So because of that, like it's they all have the same time, same date. Oh, as we do see Future going for a double gas opener here in the main. So a little bit more of an aggressive opener from Future. With this, he's going to have a faster factory. He's going to have a delayed CC. You can see herO sees all of this, and he's even being as annoying as possible, tasing away at that SCV. Doesn't get the kill in the end, but oh, he wants it! He wants the SCV! Doesn't get it in the end. Oh, Future, he survives the first probe harass. Let's go. As herO is actually going to be going, or he's setting up for a gate expand, of course. Ooh, interesting positioning here on the low ground, actually. I guess that makes sense because we're on Royal Blood. He's going to be walling off. Not too concerned with walling off the Reaper cliff, which is what is the most interesting to me. And he's going for a Zealot first as well. He's going to be sending his first Zealot across the map. The goal here is to disturb and disrupt the CC on the low ground. Of course, buy time for that second unit to come out, which I imagine is going to be an Adept. Reaper does come out, is gonna at least pick off the scouting probe. Zealot is gonna try to hide from the Reaper, and is it gonna be able to? Oh, it barely will hide. Was spotted for a split second there by the Reaper, but it looks like Future did not notice. Oh, but thankfully Future is going for a CC on the high ground, not the low ground. So the Reaper is gonna have to just chip away at the depot wall instead. Meanwhile, back at home, herO's going for a Stargate opener, which hasn't been spotted yet by that Reaper. Not yet. SCVs are just gonna be able to repair this depot. The Hellions come out, the Marines as well. The Zealot is gonna be forced back. herO won't be able to get too much value out of this. Gonna dance with the army, but for the most part, he will have to respect this. Oh, as the Hellion is getting a little bit low, but for the most part, yeah, herO is being pushed back. Back at home, we have an Oracle coming out. Not a Phoenix. Feels good, man. herO once again just focusing on the harass. He's pumping out more adepts, so he's going to be going for adept oracle harass. Once the natural base is taken, he should be able to, or he's going to be able to try to pull apart his opponent. What's scary is that, okay, never mind. I was going to say that I don't think herO's seen the CC, but he has. He has seen that CC building. He knows he's not being all in. He is aware. Oracle is going to be spotted as well, so Future can get in position. He already has a Cyclone on the way. And with that Cyclone in the main and with his Marines at the natural, he should be able to protect his mineral lines. Oh, as the Cyclone actually comes down to the natural instead. Oh, he doesn't stay back in the main base, and herO doesn't dive in. Does not go for it. There is a Widowmine in the main base, so of course he has to respect that. Adepts are being caught out. Yeah, herO hasn't been able to do too much damage here. He's going to finally be able to pick off a couple of SCVs. Gets one, gets two. sure he was hoping for more. Up. Up. And can he get the Oracle? It looks like he should recall back just in time. Oracle will survive, and we are getting into Phoenix production, so this is the setup for Phoenix Colossus. We have the first Immortal on the way, and there is that Robotics Bay. So once we get up to around 2 Colossi, herO should be safe against any kind of bio-oriented push. Our Future is building up that tank count quite well. Oof. As herO does take a Mind Shot to the face. I'll soften up those Phoenixes. Fine, what's hidden there behind that gas geyser? But yeah, herO is basically trying to get away with these Colossi. So far, Future isn't looking to punish him, especially with this faster third base. Yeah, Future is more concerned with just expanding and taking his own third. So everything is looking pretty standard here from Future. Nothing too crazy. I think the most interesting thing to me is that herO hasn't made that many Phoenixes. And it's not like he's lost them. Like, he has preserved his Phoenix count. He only made 2 though. Only 2 Phoenixes. So because of that, he actually doesn't have too much like map control, or he doesn't have a reliable way to shut down drop play. So that's going to be available to Future. Otherwise, typically it wouldn't be. You can see Future being really, really aggressive with this army as well. Just have to be careful. Gonna be moving out, getting eyes on the defensive position. Another Mind Shot does go off. Oh my god. These Phoenixes are so low. They barely, just everything barely survives. But yeah, hero's kind of playing with fire a little bit. I'm sure he just wanted to catch any kind of move outs. Back at home, he's saturating his third base, getting back into Phoenix production. First Colossi is on the way. Returning back home. And yeah, we're just kind of having a more passive start to this series. herO getting into his own gateway explosion. I believe herO did skip Blink, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he did skip Blink. He's going straight into Charge instead. So he's going to have a pretty terrifying army. And he's been cutting so many corners. Like, it's so common for Protoss players to invest pretty heavily into Phoenixes and even Blink Stalkers just to be safe against drop play. But because Future isn't going for that, herO isn't really being punished for how immobile his army is and how small it is as well. Again, it just goes to show how much he's been taking. He's already got a 4th base on the way. Like, herO barely has a standing army. He's down so heavily in supply. herO's just being so greedy, and he's about to get away with it. Future is pushing out, and right now herO is still a little bit vulnerable, but as time goes on, things will swing in herO's favor. Meanwhile, Station Trap does get caught out. Here we go. herO's going to try to respond with his army. He doesn't have Storm. Again, barely has anything to support his Robo army. He's going for a Zealot run by instead. CVs are going down. Future backs off. Backs off for a moment. Reinforcements are going to clean this up. No, actually, he turns around with his entire army. I'll pick up. But yeah, herO, he bought himself so much breathing room with just this one drop with 4 Zealots. And now he's got his 4th. Now he's got a good Colossus count. He has his gateways up and running. He has the Temple Archives for Archons. For so long this game, herO basically, he had like 20 army supply and that's it. For like the first 8 minutes. And now he's getting ready to snowball out of control. Armies are about to miss each other. We could commit to a weird base trade. This pylon is going to spot the army of Future, and herO has to make a choice. He commits, he's going in. He can always recall. Here we go, herO, he's just diving straight to the main base as well. The wall is not a wall. And Future turns back around. Ay, ay, ay. By the time he makes it home, herO, he can just take control of the main base. He can also recall as well if he feels like things are not going to go his way. Future, though, stimming on forward. Force fields are thrown down. We have that disable. And herO, I feel like we should recall from here. The longer we don't, the more worrisome this becomes. No, he commits. He goes for another warp in. He's looking to stand. He's looking to fight. He did take some big shots to the face. He doesn't have any shields left on his Colossi, but he has so many zealots. GG gets called, and herO takes game number 1. Oh, in a pretty commanding fashion. GG. Again, herO was so greedy early on. He was taking up so much. He was expanding, taking a 4th base. He barely had any units on the ground. He was kind of puffing up his chest when he moved out. And yeah, Future just gave him a little bit too much breathing room. Too much. And now we're going to be getting into game number 2. Game number 2. It's going to be on Dragon Scales. Even if Future committed to the base trade, I don't think that would have secured him the victory, but it would have been closer, 100%. I do think that would have probably been his best option there, given the situation. But here we go. We are diving into game number 2, and spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the best Protoss player in all of South Korea, leading the series 1-0. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the American Terran player representing Matcherino Esports. It is Future. Oh boy. As we load into Dragon Scales, one of the smaller maps in the map pool, Future, he goes for the initial proxy racks. Only has 1 gas behind this, so this looks just like a singular proxy racks, and he makes the second one back at home. This doesn't look too committed as we are taking additional gases. This doesn't look like we're going for like a proxy marauder or anything like that. As herO does scout this, does confirm this. And is going to be able to react it back at home, setting up his own gateway, his own expansion. There should be Proxy Reaper. Oh. As herO's just being as annoying as possible. Tasing away at these SCVs. And of course, scouting the follow-up. Oh, there we go. We have that first Reaper on the way. Nexus is thrown down. Zealot is coming out. The Zealot is just going to buy time just for the Cybercore to finish and for the Adept or Stalker to come out. God, as herO almost got that SCV and does spot that factory as well. So again, this isn't like too aggressive. This is just a way to be really assertive and maybe get a probe kill if possible for Future. Have the chrono. Oh, herO getting supply blocked. Pylon just now thrown down. herO was maybe paying too much attention to the probe across the map. Oh, this is dangerous. A mistake that you don't really expect here. Second, third probe goes down. Pylon finally finishes. Adept can finally come out. Chrono already ran out on that gateway, by the way. 4th probe falls. That's so much damage this early on. This should not have happened. We have another Reaper on the way. The Adept finally comes out, and with this Adept, herO should have an easier time defending. Shield batteries in production, but we delay this shield battery for so long, we're going to get another probe. Ay. herO just was really lax in his defense. Another probe. This is too much. How many probes have we killed? 6, 7. Finally, we have the shield battery. This is already well worth it for Future. Even if he loses all of his Reapers. Meanwhile, back at home, we've got our CC on the high ground, have our 1-1-1. Future just transitioning. But he's had a really strong start so far. Really strong start. Oh my god. And he's going for Macfield accelerators. Okay. He's going to be setting up for a cyclone push. I only see players like Special do this. Gumiho does this as well. Going for Macfield. Like Cyclones, they can be pretty powerful in the early game when the Protoss only have a handful of units to their name. I want to say that the reason for this is just because Future's already done so much damage early on. First Cyclone is coming out. This was a robot opener from herO, so with this we can go into a faster robotics bay. We can go into Immortals. I imagine Immortals should be coming out from Future, sorry, from herO, as he actually throws down 2 more gateways. Okay, so herO wants to be really aggressive with these 3 gates. He basically has Blink with this Prism. He can make an Immortal behind this. Oh boy, but he wants to turn the tables. He wants Future to be on the back foot. Thank God. He cancelled Macfield, by the way. Didn't finish it. Only made the 1 Cyclone. Future hasn't seen the fall. Oh no, sorry, he did. He did see the robots that was thrown down. Okay. Interesting. Did see it ahead of time. Here we go. We're just warping in as much as we can across the map. But look at Future's defensive position. He has a wall at the natural. He has a Cyclone and Viking patrolling the main base. He's ready for this. Tank Sieges on the high ground. And there's no way in. There's no way in for herO. He's stuck on the low ground. He could try to commit here, but he was trying to even force some friendly fire. He's going to get a couple of SCVs. Not too bad. He's making up for the workers that he lost earlier. At the same time, herO tries to go into the main. Doesn't quite make it. Oh, I'm loving the micro battle here. herO coming out on top. He's actually, out controlling Future. He forces his way into the main. Gets the Viking. Ay. Even forced the boys to be pulled. Forced a bit of an overreaction. herO clawing his way back in. Really appreciate it. really appreciate the control there from herO. Just squeezing as much value as he could out of his units. Behind this, there's that Immortal on the way. Charge. Temple Archives. But what's scary is really the tank push that's going to be coming out from Future. He's got 2 tanks already. He's got Stim. About to have +1. Like, it's still looking really solid on these 2 bases. Can he pull the boys? That's what I'm thinking right now. We're going into Storm. Storm is in production. But herO will soon have some splash damage. Here we go. We are getting ready to move out. So keeping at least a Cyclone back at home to defend against that Prism. But for the most part, Future, he wants to push. Server is going to get shut down. Future, now he holds on. He goes to the scan. The Prism does get shut down, and Future doesn't turn around with his main army. He should have more than enough to clean up these Zealots. They are going to go down. What do we have at home to defend? We have, how many High Templar? 4 High Templar. Do we have any Storms? Oh, we go for the feedbacks. We need a couple more seconds. Okay, we do have 2 Storms available. There's the first one. The Marauders, they target down the High Templar. No more Storms are left here for herO. That's it. That's all the splash damage. He's going to try and force his way in. Going to try to force some friendly fire. Zealots go down. Overcharge is popped. But we're ignoring the 3rd base. We're going towards the natural instead. You can have your overcharge. You can keep it. As Future is busting into the natural base. Zealots are diving on in, but again, they get annihilated, and it looks like Future just has too much. herO needs more time to gather up energy for those storms, and that's time that Future just isn't giving him. A couple more High Templar on the way. Like herO, he can hold on to his sword, but not as natural. We can see probes are going down. Future is getting into the mineral line. herO's diving in. Decent storms, but there's nothing else. He's got 1 Immortal and 2 Stalkers. That's it. GG gets called, and Future takes game number 2, tying up the series 1-1. GG. Again, a really good start for Future with the proxy racks. A really unfortunate turn of events for herO, where he got supply blocked. He skipped his shield battery in the main base as well. The first couple of Reapers did so much damage. It was wild how far ahead they kind of set Future up. On top of that, the follow-up Prism harass, the gateway army push from herO, didn't really find any damage either. He was trying to force his way into either the natural or the main base. He was trying to pick off some units, whatever units he could, but Future was set up so well, so defensively. herO was behind from that point. But now we're going into the ace match. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Babylon, we have the best Protoss player in South Korea. Arguably the best Protoss in the world, representing Dragon Z Gaming. It is herO. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the American Terran player representing Matcherino Esports. It is Future. Go. The winner of this series advances on to the semifinals to face off against Solar. We have our upper semis already set up. That is Dark versus herO. Lower semis will be the winner of this series versus Solar. Boy. So I guess actually that means that Future's lost Terran. A little bit surprising. I believe Byun and Cure, they weren't a part of this event. The typical Terran players that we expect to see in these tournaments. Yeah, no Byun, no Cure, no Gumiho. It's all on Future. I'm trying to think back on Sunday, what was the other event going on? I guess Gumiho, Byun, and Cure, they were just focusing on the Africa Champions Cup qualifiers, I guess. They were going on instead. Which would make sense. As Future is setting up for a Rax expand, only 1 gas was taken, so a much faster CC. So a very economic opener this time from Future. Meanwhile, herO going for his own gate expand back at home. Especially after game 2, herO, he's just making sure he's not being cheesed out. He actually checks all the typical proxy locations. Out over on the right hand side and the left. Speaking of proxies though, Future moves out with that SCV. This is looking like the setup for a proxy starport. There's no way he does like that lib range rush in this matchup, right? There's no way. Back at home, we have a robo opener out of herO. Now, we saw you can take this in a couple of different ways. You can go for that fast war prism like we saw in the last game. You can go for additional gateways and go for aggression or initial harassment with the prism. Or you can go into fast immortals and go into a faster robotics bay to get into Colossi. To kind of cut some corners and rush into Colossus tech. Meanwhile, it is going to be that proxy starport from Future. Hellions are on the way. So this should be for a Hellion drop. Should be. The other option is that instead we have Reapers and Hellions to dive into the natural, and we go for a proxy Liberator instead, so Liberator can harass the main base. Oh, and based off of the rally, this is looking like a Lib. So a lot of aggression coming out from Future. We'll see if herO can hold. Because of herO's opener as well, he won't have Phoenixes to deal with the Lib. He also won't have Blink Stalkers either. Oh, wait. This is landed Viking harass, not a liberator. Okay. Interesting. I haven't seen this before. Like, I understand that we've seen Viking harass before. Vikings, they actually do a surprising amount of damage to workers. It's a Viking followed by the liberator. Okay. I've just never seen anyone rush a Viking for the purpose of harassing a mineral line, which is what we're getting right now. It's crazy. Here we go. What's going to hit first? The Hellions are ready to dive into the natural base. Stalker is going to move out to meet this. Hellions have been spotted at the same time. Viking does land into the main. Hellions are pushed back, but probes are going down. 4 probes already. Nice control there out of herO, able to save that last worker. Can we escape? Up! Up! Oh, we cannot. Meanwhile, the Hellions, they dive into the natural, and the natural base is just getting annihilated. How many probes are going down? 12! They line up! 14! 15 probes go down. Oh my god. And herO has to do some counter damage. He has to move out across the map. As he does, we have a liberator diving into the main. More lost mining time, more dead probes. herO's kind of all in here. He has to do something across the map. He has to either get the tanks, get some more SCVs. We don't have a lot to defend back at home. The bunker's still on the way, still not ready yet. You have a bunker in the natural, bunker in the main, and it looks like the tanks are in position. Future deflects herO. Another Viking goes down for free. Ay. These have been some unfortunate Vikings. Without the Viking, we can't shut down this prism. And we're getting quite a lot of SCVs. herO fighting back. Reciprocating that damage. Does lose a Stalker, but he gets 7 SCVs. And he's not done. He's going to be dropping here in the natural as well. It's an 8th worker. And herO has been able to even things up. I would still say that Future still has an advantage. I would definitely say that, but herO has been able to close that gap at least a little bit. Oh. As Future throws down 2 more Raxes. Oh boy. He's going to hit a pretty strong timing here with Stim, Combat Shields, and +1. Meanwhile, herO isn't done. With these 2 Immortals, he wants the tanks. Oh my god, he's going to get them. 1 tank goes down. Very nice pickoffs here from herO. Really risky as well. This is a really high value War Prism. Oh, as herO maybe is overextending. He's diving on forward. He's going to be losing some Stalkers, but oh my god, no! Oh, he loses the Prism with both Immortals. And that's forcing that's it. That's the green light. We go, Papi, we go. Oh my god, like it was a good move for herO to kill the tank on the high ground, but the tank on the low ground, that was just a little bit too much. He was too greedy. Ay. herO doesn't have Blink, by the way, because it was a Robo Opener on the Twilight Council. He's about to finish up Charge. Storm is still on the way. Future is sending everything across the map. Ninja, herO's setting up a ninja base? Yeah, he's going for a ninja base. Oh my god. It makes sense. I mean, herO, he can't hold on to a third. We see the Future, he just checked for a third base, and if there was one, he would have denied it. So it makes a lot of sense for herO to go for a hidden base instead. He has to. Ay. Meanwhile, Storm is about to finish up. herO's able to buy enough time. Again, Future, he just believes that he's containing his opponent to 2 bases. Prism is moving out across the map. Future going for a Ghost Academy. Still no 3rd CC. Oh, but Future, he finds the hidden base. Reinforcements will clean up these Zealots. Up! Oh, as the Prism barely survives. And yeah, we do force a cancel. At least that was a cancel and not a kill. At least herO didn't throw 400 minerals down the drain. but his third base is heavily delayed. Meanwhile, this is looking like a 2-base all-in from Future. Like, we're up to 5 Raxes. We still don't have a third CC. He has such a large army right now. We're going to be catching some of these tanks. One tank will go down, but I feel like this is not the fight to take. Good storm. The second one, a decent storm as well. Oh my god, the storms are going to annihilate everything, but there just wasn't enough Protoss on the ground. Future cleans this up anyway. He took every storm to the face, but just barely had enough. herO, what does he have left? He has 5 Zealots and 1 High Templar. This is herO's army right now. That was not an amazing fight for Future, but because herO's stuck on a 2-base economy, like it was good enough. It was good enough. Aye. This Future is getting ready for that third wave, I think, at this point. This time with Ghosts, with EMPs. Future, herO, he's getting his third base up and running. Future long distance mining from his third. Oh my god. Yeah, that's just how all in Future is. Yeah, herO, he's actually going to check the third base as well. It does confirm that there's nothing here. We need shield batteries. We need to get ready here for the defense. How many High Templar does herO have? He has 5. 5 High Templar. So far, most of them have 1 storm. Most of them have 1 storm each. We're going in for the storm drop. Oh my god, but we have the ghosts. We have the EMPs. Oh! Oh my god. Solid counter feedback on every one of those ghosts. We still have 2 storms. Oh my god. The storms once again are insane, but we can't just rely on pure storm. We need more than that. As Future, he forces his way into the natural. There's nothing to stop him. The boys are being fooled. You can see how battered and how bruised this bio army is. It's almost all in the red, but it's too much. GG gets called, and Future does it. He takes down herO 2-1. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Massive pick off here for Future. We've been seeing Future, he's been taking down some big names, taking down Ragnarok, DRG, now herO as well. Damn. Really well done. Oh my god. Meanwhile, herO was punished a little bit there. We saw like some pretty big mistakes from herO. I think the biggest one obviously was herO losing his Prism and his 2 Immortals early on. If it wasn't for that, herO would have been able to get a third base much faster. He would have been able to get his third up. He wouldn't have had to have relied on like trying to get a hidden base or anything like that. He would have had more of a presence on the map. And with that faster third, he would have had a better economy. He would have had a larger army. Everything would have been different. Everything. But alas, Future did a great job at capitalizing on that mistake from herO, containing him, and yeah, it was a bit of a scrappy game, but solid series nonetheless. GG. Congratulations to Future as he advances on to the semifinals. Oh, one more storm. True. That's another thing I think we should point out is that in that last fight, 2 of the High Templar on the low ground, they got EMP'd. There was 1 EMP that went off before all the feedbacks landed. If it wasn't for that EMP, then we would have had another storm. Could that have made the difference? Potentially. We would have had at least 1 more storm, maybe 2 more storms actually. Oh, GG. And now we have 3 matches left. We have both semifinals and the grand finals as well. It's going to be Astrea versus Dark and Solar versus Future. We're going to be going on a short break. We're going to take this moment to set up for the semifinals. When we return, we'll have the semis and the finals. There we go. So take this moment to hydrate your Hydras, stretch your Roaches, massage your Marines, drain all your disruptors, get a snack, and we'll see you guys in a couple of minutes for the rest of this tournament. See you soon.